like you gotta eat the shittery. Yeah. Supposed to be amazing. I got it.
Yeah,
It's on the fall.
yeah, that's what.
I think they got one.
Well, I went over there. See, last time I went over there, the couple of weeks, that's what happened with me. I was like, shit, I'm over here trying to use the bathroom. This lady over here had the bathroom locked or whatever. She said somebody was using it. I came over here.
Yeah, this ain't the one of them guys. So that's where it's going. You already live?
Yeah, yeah,
There's some shit
yeah.
ready. Shalom, y'all. All people Israelite folks, Oklahoma. One thing I heard folks like down for about the great. First thing first, turn to eat. We're going to pray for two. Yahweh, my ship. Yahweh, shout. My ship, rock, God. Which is better than 2 times. Pregnant as Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Double honor. Father of the great millstone. And shalom. You see your brothers living in the truth. Shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to yourself. Ooh, y'all surrounded. Hey, a whole lot going on. Whole lot going on, y'all surrounded. We're in the midst of World War III popping off. If you ain't heard, you know, Babylon the Great, aka America, Islam strikes on Iran. You know, it's got the whole world in the frenzy. You know, you got Russia talking about they better come to the aid of Iran. And basically that script's about to come to life, man. It's about to really pop off. And in the midst, you know, they got her partying like it's no tomorrow. Juneteenth that got shot up all over the nation. All kinds of Juneteenth that got shot up. We're here in South Oklahoma. There was judgment laid out last night here. You know, at least I know one Jake got unalive, young dude. They were shooting in multiple areas, right here where we at on Black Wall Street. You know, the Lord is not with that. The Juneteenth supposed to represent when Jake got free from that hard bound of slavery, but the Lord is like, really, you didn't get free. Esau didn't really let you go. We're now in a social economic slavery where Esau still has to suppress. And really, you should be celebrating the coming of Yahweh Shah, not out here celebrating Juneteenth. The Lord is not with that. The Baraka spirit, the Lord is not with that, man. And I'm so glad the Lord put it on my spirit. I was thinking about going to Juneteenth, and the Lord like, nah, you sit this one out. And I'm so glad He put that on my spirit, and I had to deal with that. But Jake did get a lot of Jake folks that got shot last night here on Black Wall Street. Very, very, you know, hey, that's judgment. And then on another thing, you got President Trump. He said he hit 3 sites in Iran, nuclear sites. And then what tripped me out in this tweet, he said, okay, now's the time for peace. Like, well, what type of stuff? How you gonna shoot somebody and then say, hey man, we need to have some peace, my brother? You know, nah, it don't work like that. You know, you don't pop me and then turn around and say we need peace. Esau think he can scare people. Esau think he drops a bomb. He think it's gonna be like with the Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. He think after that, then everybody gonna bow down and kiss the ring. But he launched bombs on somebody who got a very strong military. And they like everybody been anticipating Babylon the Great to attack. Like Elder Malcolm said in Chicago, there was a trap, there was a snare laid out for Esau. And he's so dumb, he went for it. So now the Lord is about to go ahead and push it all the way in on Esau. That was dumb, man. It's gonna set the stage for everything. False flag events. Because now Esau can shut down the light, say Iran did it. Like now they got an enemy. Like everything is set up for chaos. And like I say right here, Akbayah, order out of chaos. Let me bring this out right here. Since the devil talk about peace and safety, because the devil, the Edomites, so-called white men, they believe that. Like whatever Trump say, they believe it. That is their leader right there. The majority of them do. So I'm bring this up right here. This 1 Thessalonians 5:2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. And that's what's about to happen to these Jacob out here partying on Juneteenth. They're not preparing for Yahweh Shah's coming. They're not preparing for the event that's coming, because you should be saving your money and getting your house in order at this point. Not out here partying. That's like their flood activity. Noah said it's gonna rain. You know, they got whatever, man. I'm out here partying. You know, they got their boots on the ground, got their fans out. They out here twerking like it's no tomorrow. And World War III, the terror war is going on. Like all out hell has been prepared. And if Jake, instead of getting salvation, they say Jake should be out here in a circle listening to the words of the Lord right now. It reminds me of that movie, Purge.
They over here partying on the street.
God.
And the next thing you know, chaos break loose, and now everybody's running and fleeing and scared, trampling over each other. That's because you shouldn't have been out there in the first place. We in a time where it ain't. The scriptures in Ecclesiastes says the time of everything. We're not in the time of partying and murder. We're not in the time of that. We're in the time of hunkering down, buckling up, and getting ready for the roller coaster ride. That's the time we're in. I got a quick one. This is Ecclesiastes 7:2. It says, it is better to go into the house of mourning than go into the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men. And we seen that yesterday with the little Juneteenth situation. People out here partying and kicking it. The next thing you know, shots ring off from 3 different areas and got everybody funneled in. And everybody running around chaos, people getting bullets through their eyes and heads blown off and arms knocked off. And hey, that's this precept coming to life, man. It says it's better to go into the house of mourning than go into the house of feasting, for that's the end of all men, and the living will lay it up to heart. It says sorrow is better than laughter, but by the sadness of his countenance, the heart is made bitter, man. And that's the point, man. Hey, it's better to go into the house of mourning, man. We're supposed to be praying, mourning, and asking the Lord to forgive us our sins instead of partying and kicking it when all hell is breaking loose on multiple different fronts. Like the brother said, World War III, you got trade wars, and we even got simple unrest and race wars and shit kicking up. When you look on the internet, there's all kind of back and forth between Esau and Jacob. So why you out here partying when all hell is breaking?
You even got conflict among families as well too. Really think about it too. That Father's Day, it was a young Jake that shot his mother and his dad. He ran all the way to Texas and got caught.
Oh, still your own household.
Yeah. So basically, the prophecy is basically running out. Like you see the prophecy living right now. You know, that's the prophecy. How about y'all die? He said these things are going to happen. And it goes down lines of perfectly what the God just said. It's better to be in the house of mourning because we know that the Lord is about to judge this place. All right, because we know that, that's why we need to be in the house of mourning to ask Him for forgiveness, just like God said.
This is verse 4. It says, the house of the wise, it says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of the fool is in the house of mirth.
And that was so perfect. Like I like how you put that down. That's basically the first part. You know, and it's only going to get worse. And it says that the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning. What are we mourning? We're mourning the death of Yahushua. And we're mourning that our Savior come back. So that's why we wear garments of sackcloth. Because we're in mourning, man. We need our Savior back. We need Yahushua back. We're praying and we're hastening His coming. But when you look at the 2/3 dates, they're here partying in the house of feasting. They ain't got a care in the world. They up here spending money, dancing. You know, Yahushua about to come. He's coming quickly. Like you can see all the events lining up. And these dates, they're not in repentance. They're not in the house of David. They're not in the house of mourning. They ain't even inquiring of the Lord. They thinking this stuff gonna continue forever. So they're not, like that's why I say that certain scriptures say the flood coming. You look at Isaiah 59, like it's about to start raining, you know. Metaphorically, it's start raining judgment. And Jake's, they not in that spiritual ark. They're not in that truth to get that protection, man. They out there, man.
Read the last verse, in verse 5. It says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the songs of fools.
Man, on that part right there, see, I was just talking to a classmate of mine about the Juneteenth. He said it was a young Jake that was out here, you know, just going 2/3 activity. He tried to tell him, like, hey, you need to chill out. And they basically didn't take it very well. Now they were back to school. They pretty much got done. So that fits perfectly because you say it's better to hear the rebuke of the wise, meaning that they're trying to steer you in a certain way. That lines up perfect with Ezekiel the third chapter, 17th verse, where it says, "Son of man, I made thee a watchman," and he said, "Give them warning from me." Loosely paraphrase, right? And then this is why we try to tell you, like, you need to get in the house of warning because we don't want your blood on our hands, because that's ultimately what it goes into. So,
really, yeah, he's listen to the prophet.
Right.
They didn't want to listen to another 2/3.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so that means it's levels to this salvation. Levels to this truth. And And then, like, they ain't even listen to a 2-3 on the block telling them, hey, little nigga, don't do that.
Right.
And that police car looks just like that. They dropped it off the album. That color. That type.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
That's perfect because it's black. It's blend in perfectly. They don't take nobody in. Somebody had his lights off too.
Yep. Dropped it off right in the alley. I was like, dang. Shalaki here. I was talking about the crazy Juneteenth event. But going back to what I was saying, like, they don't even want to hear what Unc got to say. A 2/3 drunk uncle with the bottle, you know, that little worldly wisdom. They don't want to listen to that. So they you know, they ain't going to find their way to the house, you know, the house of David with the truth going out. Because there's levels to this truth. So that shows you how far gone they are, man. That shows you, like, now we're starting to see the 2/3 and where everybody's starting to be at their lot. Like, if you don't know you Hebrew Israelite, if you don't know the basics, hey, really, man, you in a bad way. Because, like, the Lord about to come, and it looks like we ain't got to wait too much longer. Like, a lot of stuff's going to go down this year. It's going to be a hot summer. It's starting out hot already. You know, you just had Babylon the Great drop bombs on another country. Young niggas ain't paying attention to that. Then this president going to say, after he dropped the bomb, he going to holler for peace, which shows how disconnected he is from reality. That shows the Lord has guided him to just be, hey, they wisdom is totally gone.
That lines up perfectly with prophecy, because just like you said that when they try to say peace, when you see that, when he dropped the bomb, he said let's be peace, you know that chaos is gonna come. That's
Yeah, I'm about to bring it out right now. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. When they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, as a travail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. So you're gonna see dudes acting like pregnant women. I've already experienced that at my job. I was talking about the war. I was talking to some other Jakes, and little Coon Jake, he listening, and that dude went through a whole fit, man. Scared. Got mad at me, throwing his arms up. He acted like a woman. I looked at him. Because he talked that stuff like he's so hard. He got guns, and I'll do this, and that. But when I talked about the event, he turned to a straight up woman, man. In front of everybody's eyes. Like, even other youngsters, like, damn, what's wrong with dude? Like, you know, they look at him in a different light. Dude acting like a straight female, which let me know when chaos hit, he ain't gonna be about none of this stuff he talking about. He gonna be turned into a woman. And it said when they say peace and safety, Trump just said that. And at the time he want peace talks now. Everybody talking about peace. I'm like, bro, that's not about to happen, man. They about to get their missiles ready. They about to do more attacks. And now what he just did, he put USA as a target. The other Iran said it. Like, yeah, now I get to hit USA. So he put American citizens at danger when he really didn't have to do that. Iran is only a threat to the small hatters, you know, the Israelis. They ain't even worried about what's going on here in America. He put America in it, you know, because he's just that dumb. And it said destruction coming on them, what it say, suddenly. That's about to happen, man. We all anticipating Iran's attack now. We all looking like what they gonna do. And it's so set up to where Babylon the Great can do something to America and blame it on Iran. So America's in the target of false flag events and naturally getting attacked by Iran. So what does that mean? That means it's going to be a guaranteed attack on American soil in the coming days. You should be bracing for that. Not like where the next party at. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And that prophecy right there calls out that United States about to get touched.
Hey,
Yeah, another thing. Hey, most empires last 250 years, and on this July 4th, it's going to be a United States 250th year. So it's due.
right on time, man.
Right on time.
And then the priest said, he said, sit down and dust on first daughter of Babylon. And it shows, man, the Lord is really controlling this thing. USA didn't have to jump in on that. They could have stayed back trying to get their money together. That's the Lord. He's forcing Donald Trump to make these moves. The whole administration. Like, he's forcing Donald Trump to bring in the MOTB. You got MOTB coming in real hot and heavy. Like, all the projects coming in hot and heavy at this point. So this is the point for Jake to really sit down somewhere and consider, you know, what's going on. But for a lot of Jakes, I don't see them coming into this. Is it the delusion? They took the foul. I'm like, man, the Lord is like nothing is hidden no more. It's all on social media. It's like wide open. And this thing is going to get progressively worse. Because it's going to lead it to that beast, the one world government, one world currency. One thing anybody talk about now, the war done kicked up, is that Donald Trump's tariffs going to kick in like either 2 or 3 weeks from now. What type of impact is that going to have on Babylon the Great America's economy? That's going to be that sit down at the dust over $100 Babylon. And then like me and Aki talking, he came over, Trump done already signed a deal for stablecoin. He just need to sign it. It done passed the Senate. All they need now is Trump's signature. So they already prepared for cryptos. They let you know like this is coordinated. It's a coordinated, controlled demolition in order to go into a new system. And then you need to know what they're doing in this new system. You need to know what you need to do in order to preserve your life. You got a lot of people that don't know what's going on, man. They still out here blind. And instead of them going to get answers, they just want to party and drink their problems away. Put their head under cover.
A couple precepts that come to mind is where the scriptures say, be not ignorant in any matter, small or great. Like, you ain't supposed to be out there partying and things whenever there's things to learn and know. Like, you want to know things in the times that we're in so you can escape the trouble. And there's another one that says, prudent man perceive the evil. So if you're prudent, you're gonna be watching and looking. So you can sidestep, the traps of Satan, the devil, man. He's how he.
I feel pretty sure this is which goes into why a lot of people is in the state that they in right now. It's Hosea 4 and 6, and it said, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Right, and that lack of knowledge is the knowledge of the scriptures and the knowledge of the prophecies of Yahweh Yahushua. Right, that'll let you know what's going on. Right, it said because thou have rejected knowledge. Right, and so now that you're not trying to come into the fold, now that you're not trying to repent, the Lord said, I will also reject thee. And it said, thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's exactly what's going back into. See, that precept goes back into what happened on June 10th. All right, because there were some kids that actually got unalive out here as well too. Okay, so the Lord, not only did He reject you, but He reject your child. Okay, showing you how the judgment is raining out from Yahweh Yahushua, man. All right, that's that precept right there. And I had another one, which is Matthew the 24th chapter, which goes into the days of Noah, just like what I mentioned earlier. So it's Matthew 24 and 37. He said, "For as in the day of Noah, whereso shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." He said, "For as in the days they were before the flood, they was eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the days that Noah entered into the ark. And it said, they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. And it said, so shall also, and it said, so shall also the coming of the man be." All right, and all of these things is lining up perfectly to when Yahweh Shai is coming back. And this is why we going back into the Octagon rented precept, man. This is why we in the house of mourning. Okay, this is why we don't go out as much, because we know that the judgment is coming, man. We don't want to get caught up in it. We don't want to be on the wrong side of Yahweh Shai, man.
That precept right there shows to be prudent, man. Because like if you're a prudent man forgives the evil, like if those of Noah's time was prudent, they were looking with Noah, well, hey man, let me help, man, let me do that, and let me help you do all of this. That way we can get into the ark. They wasn't wise, man. They wasn't smart. Hey, when that ark was being built and that flood came, the door shut.
Yaakov, and then Quran.
We'll go right here, man. Get it back on. Basically, we're going to take World War III, man. You got the Battle of Armageddon. That's one thing they pay attention to let them know what time frame we in. I'm going to bring this out right here. This is Joel 3 and 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again in captivity to Judah and Jerusalem." Verse 2. "I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." That right there shows you, hey, the Lord about to gather all nations for battle. That's happening right now. With that strike America did on Iran, that's going to gather, we already talked about earlier. Russia's already talking to Iran. You got China. They already got their plans together. China, they're just going to jump on Taiwan, which is going to make America split and to send their troops in different areas. Also, Russia could attack NATO. They've been saying they're going to invade Poland for I don't know how many years now. So that's on the table too. You got to send troops that way. So really, Babylon the Great, America's been checkmated already. That was a very bad move on Donald Trump's administration. Now, like what they're going to do, they're going to put in their contingency plan. Because these other nations got bricks. They've been coordinating this. They've been setting Babylon the Great up for years now. And really, the whole setup is by the Lord. Because the scripture said, I'll gather all nations, bring down the valley of Jehoshaphat. So that's all them small hatters doing. The Israelis, all they had to do is leave, stuff be alone. You already got the whole world, you got all the money, but yeah, you got to be so greedy. Iran doesn't have a central bank. They want Iran to have a central bank, so I got to attack them, I got to bang on them. Now you done made everybody join in. So what they say, like they battled Jehoshaphat, it's going down in the Middle East, right there in, the land, the Holy Land should be come down by the Gentiles. That's about to happen. That's right there in everybody's face. Like it's all been on the news. It's all set up. And this thing is going to lead all the way to the beast system where they're going to enact that mark of the beast. That's why the dollar about to collapse. Hey, as a matter of fact, you just think about it, like during 9/11, that war, it bankrupt Babylon the Great. Because they said with Bill Clinton, America had a surplus. And then Bush came in and started a war, and Babylon the Great has been in debt ever since, man. And it's the same playbook they running during 9/11. It's the same thing, man. They attacked us. Oh, they did this. So now I gotta go get them. Now you look up. Now they want to take Iran. They supposed to take Iran during the 9/11. They ran out of gas. And now they're like, I gotta finish the job. And then it's showing how Babylon Great America is really like a puppet country, and they're a puppet to the synagogue of Satan, which the Israelis, the fake Jews, because this is what the fake Jews want. They the ones who really kicked it off. Like you say, the Lisa Flocks to draw them out. They bombed on Iran, and they told America, like, you better join in, homie. You better do what I say do. So now, like, everybody see, like Trump ain't running nothing, man. He running the script. He got to do what Netanyahu say do.
Yeah, I got that script you just spoke.
Okay, go ahead. Huh?
This is Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Woo, we're in the times of the Gentiles about to be fulfilled, man. They time is up. That's why you got Edomites about to go crazy. You got all kind of nations about to go crazy. They can see their end coming. Iran look like I didn't want to do it to you, but you forced my hand. Now I got to do it to you. And they like, you got to think about it. Iran got two of the strongest militaries backing them up, man, with China and Russia. So you got two big military powers about to go against one. And that one has been waning for I don't know how long. Babylon the Great has been going downhill. They got weakened during that Russian-Ukraine proxy war. Babylon the Great lost that proxy war, man. That weakened Babylon the Great. So she done got softened up. But now she got to take some very, very heavy blows. And that's all the will of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shah. Because he prophesied this. Now we know Yahweh Shah about to come. I even seen footage where a chariot is armed 2 missiles. To let you know how active the Lord is right now. You seen that? Yeah, the Lord is real active right now. Like, hey, I'm about to dictate this thing the way I want it to go. So now I'm looking at our people, like, you should be getting your identity together. You should know you're Hebrew Israelites. You should be in the spirit of repentance. Not out here partying. And the Lord is letting us know he ain't with that party stuff. That's why he let it get, he let it get shot up. He ain't with that, man. You ain't got free. Yahweh Shah got to free us from this. So I'm not with that celebration. It's really a false celebration. Yeah. False celebration. They like, you ain't got free. You still here. So y'all Shah like, I got to save you. Who paying attention to me? And only us in the street is paying attention. We trying to tell everybody, like, hey, man, this time to get yourself in water.
I was black people killing black people.
Hey, man, that's them curses. The Lord ain't with it. He's showing like, hey, man, I'm not with that. So that's some curses, brother kill his brother. Now that gives Esau, the so-called white man, fuel to his like they're starting to take some trouble. Like, look, they killing each other. I told you we didn't need no Juneteenth. They some wild animals. They shoot each other. Hey, we need to deport them too. And he probably gonna get more funding for ICE because of that.
They're trying to get rid of the 14th Amendment.
Exactly. You want to put taking that in that group, and this gonna give it. He gonna put it all. It's all on the news. Right. See, they killing each other. They don't deserve no freedom.
Did y'all see Tucker Carlson asked Ted Cruz why he's supporting the bomb in Iran? He said because if you
can't
want
know.
to answer the question.
Exactly. Because really, they been exposed. Everybody know the small hatters ain't the people no more. That's why they got to move like that. Because the Lord said I should make Esau fair. So now you even got people that was on their side and even saying the scriptures like you be carrying them by your own counsel. So you got Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Young Turks. All you got media now is against the small hatters, the Israelis, the fake Jews. So now, since I've been doing false identity, I've been known to be the fraud. Now I got to move a certain way. I got to hurry up and get what I'm going to get. Now the world knows that I'm not the real no more. So that's the Lord twisting their arm. Like, yeah, I'm on to you, homie. Like, even your own people, man. You got Tucker Carlson, who was a major Trump supporter, now talking to Trump cronies like, hey, man, I'm about to call you out. Hey, man, hey, they said they voted for Cruz to be a senator. He sure he don't know nothing. That should make the people feel stupid. You voted this dude in there. He serves Israel, the Israelis. He don't serve the people of America. So now it's exposing the Congress of Babylon the Great. It's showing all of them are paid puppets to a whole nother country, and they do it for money. So Lord is exposing everything right now. Your leaders, I go to my job, tell every Edomite, so-called white man, you a dummy, because your leaders, they serve another country. So how dumb are you to still be caught up in politics? No, the Democrats, they're so caught up in politics, and to show how dumb they are. Like all of that, they all bought, they all sold out.
That's why we always say they the two wings on the same bird. Man.
Exactly. They all serve, man, the Babylon the Great, the government served the Israeli small hatters. In 1948, they served them. That's why they had to go to war. That's why I knew Trump was going to go to war. I was like, hey, man, that's why the Epstein things didn't come out. He already got to do, he compromised. He got to do what they say do. Otherwise, he's going to get shamed just like Diddy.
And that's why I like all of those politicians, especially like the president, as soon as they get elected, one of the first things on their agenda is to go over to Jerusalem and hump the ball with the small hair.
God,
right? That lets them know that they in contention with him.
Yeah, they crowned Trump. They gave him the crown. Said he the Lion of Judah. All that. I'm looking at these little Edomites at my job like, yo, boy, is showing signs that he already sold out.
Trump, he fully converted to Judaism.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So he has to do what they say do. So you don't have no hope over here about Babylon the Great. They've already signed their death certificate. It's already game, set, match. So now we just pleading to like Scripture said, we pleading to Judah and Jerusalem, the children of Israel, like, you ain't got to get what America get. You know, come back to Yahushua. He wants to preserve his people. This ain't our kingdom. This ain't for us. So we're telling our people, man, get back to the Lord, because the Lord about to, he said, I'm about to destroy this place with fire. And that's the ICBM nuclear missiles getting ready right now. They're probably doing checks on that right now. Like, hey, man, the thrust is good on that. Hey, the system green on that. Everybody doing an inventory check. How many live nukes I got? Because they about to launch it on Babylon the Great. China about to launch, Russia gonna launch. Everybody got nukes they're gonna use. That's the scripture say. Might get that too. We are finding what's that? Second address. I want to say 16. We're talking about them arrows, going to the right hand for a bend of the boat. Because that's the next stage right there. That's the climax of it. First, MOTP got to go out. Walker Peace got to go out. Dollar got to get crashed. So we know the steps this thing is gonna happen based on the scripture. And at the end, you know, all the missiles gonna go off. You got one?
Yeah, this goes back to what you were just saying. This is Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. This is talking about the elect. But from what you were saying, you know, you need to come to this truth. And that's how you get out of the way of the sins and the indignation that America's going to have to deal with, which is coming. It's obvious that it's coming.
No, like lately, I'll bring this out right here. But this talking about the missiles that's got to get prepped. They already shoot missiles off. They're gonna get bigger and bigger. Yeah, I got it. This is second address, 16 and 13. It says, the strong is the right hand that's been at the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and should not miss, but they begin to be shot into the end of the world. You beat that, that strong is the right hand that been at the bow. Who's that right hand? Yahushua is the right hand. He's getting the missiles ready to be launched. Because ain't no arrow get launched from one end of the earth to the other. What can do that? A missile looks just like an arrow. And the missiles go from one end of the earth all the way to the other end. So that's how he's going to destroy the world with fire. It's going to be hot nuclear fire. The missiles going to go off.
That goes, and that's perfect. You can discern what it really means. You know, just like I just said, like you can't think about an arrow being shot from one end of the earth like an individual shooting that, you know. And even when you Google arrow and hit the picture, it'll actually pop up a missile.
Oh, check it out. The military dude at my job, we was talking about it. He said that a bad nuke is called a broken arrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, woo! I was like, man, that's so scripture right there. It's so powerful.
That lets you know how the prophets back in those days, like the words we use today, they didn't have those words, or they just describe what they was able to use. They did, but based off their vision, they just describe based off the knowledge that they had at the time.
Their vocabulary they had.
Right.
Yeah, I got one. This is Isaiah 95. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuels of fire. That you know it's going to be the nukes that's going to be the main weapon of this war.
I got 3 scriptures for y'all.
Damn, whoever else.
Acts chapter 2, verse 36 says, therefore let all the house of Yasharel know for certain that Elohim has made this Yahushua and Yahweh both master and Messiah. Having heard this, they were pierced to the heart and said to Keeper, to the rest of the emissaries, men, brothers, what shall we do? And Keeper said to them, repent, and let each one of you be immersed in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach for forgiveness of sins, and you shall receive the gift of the set apart spirit, and the promises to you and to your children, and to all who are far off, as many as Yahweh our Elohim shall call. Acts 17, verse 31 says, truly, then, having overlooked these times of ignorance, Elohim now commands all men everywhere to repent, because he has set a day on which he is going to judge the world in righteousness by a man whom he has appointed, having given proof of this, all by raising him from the dead. Revelation chapter 22, the Spirit says, verse 11, he who does wrong, let him do more wrong. He who is filthy, let him be more filthy. He who is righteous, let him be more righteous. He who is set apart, let him be more set apart. And see, I'm coming speedily. My reward is with me, to give to each according to his work. I'm the Aleph and the Tall, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are those doing his commands, so that the authority that shall be theirs into the tree of life, and to enter through the gates into the city. But outside are dogs, and those who enchant with drugs, and those who whore, and the murderers, and the idolaters, and all who love and do falsehood. Repent. Kingdom of heaven is at hand. Shalom, Akim.
Okay, we're gonna go back to where I was at. We're talking about that fire that's about to come, World War III. It's the 2nd Ezra 16 and 14. It's behold the plague was sent. They shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Verse 15. The fire is kindled. It should not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. And that foundation talking about Esau Edom's foundation. You know, that fire is to destroy everything Esau Edom done made. He ain't gonna have nothing. Well, you know, when the Lord is done, so ain't gonna be a street named after him. Ain't gonna be no military bases left. He ain't gonna have nothing. All he gonna come up, we're gonna bring him out their bunkers, and it's gonna be the world and the kingdom of, you know, Yahweh Yahweh.
Land of Babylon the Great, aka America, will be a desert place, man. That's what you say. Desert creatures and animals, man. So, hey, that's the end of Babylon the Great. And with the scripture that come out of her, my people, that's the mindset. And like the Lord, if you're elect, you literally physically gonna come out when the Lord beam you up. But if you're not in that case, hey, shit, you're gonna be nuclear missile food. So we're coming out here to tell you, hey, we're in the time where the beginning of sorrow, as the scripture say in Matthew 24 and 7, right before that, he said that there should be kingdom against kingdom and nation against nation. Those are rumors of wars, and rumors of wars right there. We in those times, and hey, if you choose not to repent, hey, you're gonna be in that desert for life, man.
I'm gonna bring out what you were talking about too. Talk about Babylon the Great. And this is Jeremiah 50 and 13. It's because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it should be wholly desolate. Everyone that goes by Babylon should be astonished and hit at her plague. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All they that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows. She has sinned against the Lord. So the Lord says, spare no arrows, man. So that means every nuke ever made is going to be targeted the Babylon the Great. It's gonna hit this place so hard that the earth gonna rock like a drunkard, man. Lord about to rock Babylon the Great because he hates Edomites and he hates what they build, which means Babylon the Great. So everybody that's attached to Babylon the Great America, they're like, oh, I love America, I love my country. You're gonna get burnt up with it if you make it that far. It's like, damn, you make it past Jacob trouble, if you make it past the defaming, you know, you make it past all of that, you ain't with the Lord, your prize is to die by hot nuclear fire.
What does the scripture say? Anybody that's joined with her should be thrust through.
God,
You gonna be thrust through one of them nuclear missiles.
God, well, your eye socket's gonna burn out in your face, and it says gonna burn your tongue.
Yeah,
That mother gonna radiate your skin. That's gonna be a very bad judgment to go.
your eyes should consume out of your the holes of your head and your tongue out of your mouth. And like only one thing can do that. That's that nuclear that nuclear fire, where your body just consume and break down like that, just melting off of your body and shit.
Yeah, I got one. This is Ezekiel 22 and 20 to back y'all up. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you.
And melt your butt, man. That's that hot nuclear fire gonna do, man. It's gonna melt. It says the fervent heat gonna be so hot, it's gonna melt like the metal and the bricks of this place, man. It's gonna burn the element. Like the Lord about to break down everything Esau made, man. Y'all said it's gonna be great destiny. And that's what's about to come. That's why you should love Babylon Great America. Like this is our place of captivity. I don't see how Jake done got a love affair with it. It's like being in love with your prison cell. Like what type of stuff is that? That shows how they got you in all things are in the dark. This devil got you in jail, you don't even know you in jail. Only the wives do.
They got put there's dates that say, you know, if that's my judgment, you know, at least it's gonna be quick. You know, it's gonna be something that, you know, it's gonna be so fast with the judgment in that really strange. But they don't realize the Most High controls time and space. That pain that you could be feeling in the time frame that you in could be hours, could be years. You don't know. It may be like it says 1,000 years here. It's like a day in heaven. You don't never know. You may think of what you seen on the Terminator. You know, when those girl burnt on the fence. You know that's gonna happen. She died so quick, but you don't know how long that pain is gonna linger on your soul.
Yeah, you got to deal with radiation and get away. Got to deal with previous sores. You got radiation on your body that's burning you up slowly. You think you slow down, you might starve to death. That's a slow agonizing death right there.
That is drowning is the worst.
Yeah, you can't get no food. You know, somebody might catch you and lynch you.
Yeah, like a bomb might hit and you get buried by rocks and you just stuck up rocks.
Yeah, for like 3 days, you starved to death. And you got a building crushing your leg.
But this is that precept we kept quoting in Zechariah 14:12. It says, and this shall be the plague wherein the Lord will smite the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand on their feet. It says, their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Very bad death, man.
That's why we tell you to fear Yahweh about me outside. It's quick right here. It's Hebrews chapter 10 and 31. And it says, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. All right? It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh about me outside. And that's why you should be fearing what Yahweh about me outside going to do. Because, you know, just like I just mentioned earlier, that a lot of people think it's going to be a quick death. No, Yahweh about me outside got something to store away for you, man. No, that torture, man, that's fearful right there. To have to go through that, especially like I mentioned, when you we get away from the nuke and your skin is just falling off and stuff like that. That's torture, man. That's torture.
Hey, the Lord Yahweh Shai has to go through torture and pain. Why you think your death's going to be quick and painless? No, the Lord's going to allow you to get your just reward.
Right. That's why the servant is not better than his master, as the scripture says.
We're going to make you suffer, man. That's that penalty for not, adhering to your power, your high by Yahweh Shai. Now you got to get that, what you say, your judgment by pain?
Yeah, by pain. Yeah.
All right. That's them scourges, that's some amendment. Scourges them plagues. They got to be plagued. Lord done gave my opportunity. They're like, I don't want to listen to you broke niggas. Then smack down the helping hand. Now, Lord, okay, you got to get your judgment And it's gonna happen right here. World War III is gonna kick all that stuff off, man. This is Jeremiah 51:1. It says, "Thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me, a destroying wind." Verse 2. "And I will send unto Babylon fanners, that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about."
That destroying wind is those nuclear missiles.
Yeah. That's the like I said, it's the destroying wind right there. And the Lord said, I'm saying fanners. The Lord, like, he gonna make it extra work. You know, you got like a fire going, somebody come fan it. Hey, Lord, I mean, he gonna put that stank on it. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna really, mess y'all up.
Kick up the fire.
Yeah. And he said all the nations gonna be against her. And if we're seeing that now, based on the moves they making, man, like Babylon Great think they supposed to police everybody. They the police. They like a big Karen. Like Karen represents Babylon the Great. Can't stay in their own, like can't keep their feet in their own house. Gotta regulate what you doing. What you doing over there? Why you doing that? Nah, I'm calling the police. And then bang on you. That's he saw in America do it on a bigger scale. Iran won't do what the Israeli smart had to say do. So I'm gonna launch bombs on you. And now I'm gonna launch bombs on you. I'm gonna say, hey man, get the peace deal done. Everybody lost, thousands of lives off them bombs. Ain't no peace after that. Is you crazy? And plus, like the whole world, this has been set up for so long, everybody knew you was gonna do that. They just waiting on you to do it. Like everybody been waiting on Bible Great to show their horns, to show how wicked they are, to show they want to police to control the whole world. It's so bad they talking heads can't get with them no more. Then like you got the small hatters doing that genocide in Gaza, that's well known. So now Esau is like he can't do this and be the covering of the good guy. Now he has to do it and be the covering of the bad guy because the Lord made him, naked. So now he just got to roll with that. And so because of that, now people look at this differently. Back in the day, they all looked at, oh, America's good. They're the good guys. Protect America. Oh, yeah, I'm American. America. Now they looking like, man, I ain't with that. Your own people, the morale has been broke down. I got young kids telling me, I ain't about to go fight for Esau Edom in this American, war. I ain't doing that. I'm about to run it high. I wasn't being, Jake told me he wasn't be in jail. They're going to fight for this country. So they don't have the morale to kick and fight. And the ones they do got, they mean about 50 and 60 years old. They're going to go over there and get the full white with them. They might die on their way to the fight. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got his diabetes. Yeah, he got a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? The fight ain't started. He on the ship.
His scriptures ain't got fulfilled.
Yeah, he ain't to the scriptures. He need his inhaler. They done sent him out there. This dude about 60. All the Edomites in my job, they all got a lot of bad ailments. But they get all them drugs from they Edomite. So I'm like, you talking about you want to fight somebody and like, dude, you can barely work.
Yeah, he upping and bumping that.
Yeah.
He ran 2 steps.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
Now my country, I'm gonna fight. I'm like, dude, all I gotta do is step back and make you walk 10 steps, you're gonna pass out. Who you gonna fight? And you got other countries like you got Korea, you got China. Hey, they over there breaking stones with their hands and stuff. They over there like cracking bricks. Like they got like child soldiers.
They was stepping on nails and laying
Yeah, like they ready for war. Like, hey man, I think one of them could take out about 20 U.S. troops by itself. These dudes is fat. They signed up for like to go to college, GI Bill. Even saying even in the military health gear, like I just signed up to go to war. Y'all get to go. I'm like, oh, you got a bunch of E's in your military. Bro, you just tell like Babylon Great's military, it's gotta be technology. You go to infantry, they got an L coming straight up. These people ain't ready to fight. They can't even march. So, okay, yeah, that's it. He did a military break. That's a sign right there. Let's go. Babylon Great better go out fast.
A lot of them
military part.
To basic training. A lot of them really didn't get past their basic training. They just gave them a pat on the back and said, good job. They just passed anyway.
Pass them on along.
Yeah, pass them on along.
So you got flunkies out there running around with an M16. You think he gonna do something? Nah, man. He putting his faith in the technology, AI, Reaper drone, and that ain't gonna work after a while. Plus, just like Rome, Esau didn't spread it out too thin. These other nations, man, the Lord he done checkmated Esau. You got to go to Taiwan and fight. You got to go over there in Europe and fight. You got to fight over here. You got enemies over here. Like you ain't gonna win this. You can see that L coming. And then, like I was saying before we started camp, they pissed off the Europeans. And they said, I ain't gassing up your ships no more. So that's more problem. Now you gotta exert yourself And then we talking earlier, we think Japan and South Korea gonna go to China. You're gonna lose that help. That means only ally Baba Great gonna have left is the small hatters. And that's nothing. You protect the small hatters. So it's over with, man. What say the party's over. Game over for Babylon the Great. Now all we're gonna do is watch them watch to their death. And then they were like, what they're gonna do is, okay, I still got children of Israel over in my hand. I'm gonna jump on them. Because I'm angry. I can't win over there, but I can win over here. So guess what? We're gonna make new legislation. And Southern Tribe, you get deported too, goddammit. Get out of here.
That's only gonna work for a little bit.
Exactly,
Until
man.
the 2/3 get knocked off. Once that happens, hey, you touch one of the elect, the Lord said he's gonna lift up the standard. The Lord said, hey, shit, the 144 is gonna stand up, Michael's gonna stand up for the children of Israel people. So they ain't even gonna win over here.
Got an L everywhere. All they're gonna get is the ones that we already played to get the 2/3. And I think even the 2/3 will get them problems. The 2/3, but they got switches, the YN.
They've been waiting to get that Esau.
Yeah, once Esau showed that he's the enemy, the YN's like, I ain't gonna shoot little Ray no more. I'm about to go block on Esau and his little ice agent.
That makes me think about that video on TikTok, man. With that Jake was like, man, when y'all get ready, you let me know. I ain't got through all this marching and stuff, but I got my gun. I'm be ready for him. That's what they said on TikTok.
That's war talk. That's war. So you got to go to war with even citizens in your own country. They're trying to make Babylon the Great all white again, which is not going to work. Why they brought in white South Africa? It's not going to work. You a day late and a dollar short. Y'all a small group of people, man. They're not the majority in Babylon the Great. They're the minority.
They're the minority worldwide. You really think about it.
They only 7%.
So then you over here trying to get rid of the Northern Tribe, which that really started taking stuff right then and there. Y'all start Northern Tribe first, and then Judah gets the worst. So that's just them getting their stuff together. Juneteenth's gonna give them more power to that. See, I gotta get that Southern Tribe too. But now they're gonna expand they war pattern. I'm like, damn, you trying to fight the whole world, devil? You gonna try to fight Jake over here, fight other heathen countries outside of the USA, and it's just not gonna work. And you did it based on your chief tribe, Amalek, the Amalekites. They started all of this. They put you in that trick bag. Because they got everything. All they do is spend money and keep everybody caught up in their perpetual lie. That's how they do, spend the money out. But they so greedy, like, nah, I still want to take. I want to take, and oppress. And when you oppress people so bad, you make them fight back. They say if they was in these jobs paying people $40 an hour, $50 an hour, man, everybody be out here, hey, in Murph, like at a very high level. Esau, we have to worry about nobody bucking up, man. They be buying cars, houses. They show they ain't got no more wisdom. They don't know the rule no more. All they had to do is spread that money around. They could have bought themselves another 100 years. They don't give a damn if you fed. They ain't gonna rebel. But you took their food away. The Lord is speaking and banking in. And when somebody ain't eating, or I can't buy no house, I can't buy no corn, work 40 hours and I'm still broke. Hey, what they say, oppressor make a wise man mad. They about to click. You know?
Hey, but Esau can't take seeing Jake have a good time.
Okay,
for
right.
Juneteenth. They said, oh, we got to send some agents down there. These niggas down here fucking doing line dances all up down Greenwood.
Yeah, can't have that. Popping fans.
Yeah, if they did it all worldwide, we know that, hey, anybody who believes that this shit would just happen, just random shit, like, come on, man. Like, we know that Esau set all this shit up. If it happened all around, nationwide. We know Esau set that shit up.
And at the same time, like you said, at 8:30 it gets dark. Time to put it in motion.
Yeah. Call them. 801. I want to see the first gunshot ring.
I guarantee you, all of them shoots happened within like a 2-hour period.
Yeah.
All that because they was all on TikTok, like city to city.
I know, and coordinated.
Yeah, it was coordinated.
I've seen some weird activity. Like I'm coming to, I had somebody caught up in it, Joshua. I had to come down here and pick them up. I see a police drop off a random Edomite in an alley, not too far from, the situation. I'm like, what the hell is that? He have his lights on or nothing. Black police car, drop off an Edomite with a backpack in an alley. And I'm like, man, that's kind of weird. Like why he ain't responding where they at? It's like he job done.
Shit going on.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? That was something like if I wouldn't have like went down, I'm trying to pick up a person and had me out, I wouldn't have seen that. I'm like, what the hell? Who? Police ain't nice enough to drop off no bums to give him a ride. And he dropped him off in an alley, like downtown Tulsa. Y'all surrounded, we got like small little alley, and I caught that, man. I seen that. I'm looking for my person to pick up. So I'm coming down Denver, and I see the police, man, and like it just looked like real suspicious. Real suspicious.
Need to add on to it that my classmate he said he was out here and he was telling you how the cops just sat in the car while this shit was going on. He's showing you that it was all a setup. You know, cause they have protocols on how what they supposed to do when shit get ready to happen. But you got the cops sitting right here on the corner, didn't even get out of the car while the shooting started happening.
Coordinated. So that means like, hey, he had to do that. They had to make accusation on Southern Tribe so they can put us in the mix for everybody else to come get us. Make us seem like we criminals, we're animals. We just love to, shoot each other up. So now he can make legislation that Edomites will back him up on that. Because it's all, like I said, it's all over TikTok. Most of the Juneteenth celebrations, Babylon Great got shot up. They're like, I see, I told you, but we got to come get them too. And I'm looking at Babylon the Great, and I'm looking at Esau. You wait for the Southern Tribe, bro, you might as well pack it up. It's a wrap. Because you ain't going to, the country's built off of date. Like right now, we're hearing because they attacking the Northern Tribe, the farm industry is all so up. They done ran them all off. They don't want to work no more. And they can't get the Edomites to work because the Edomites ain't going to pick no crops for $8 an hour. They're not going to do it. And then, we're not going to do it either. We up here complaining about $20 an hour. We need more money. The hell you think I'm going to do? Pick some fruit for $8? Nah, I'm about to put that tool on you, Esau. That's what I'm going to do.
Like a lot of these buildings have illegal immigrants cleaning up their buildings. Right now,
Right.
Shit, none of these illegal immigrants, especially at my job, they ain't even fucking coming to work. So the bathroom look like shit, and then Edomites is nasty as fuck. So they be shitting on the stools and everything. Like, you don't even want to be up in that bitch. It's not clean. Shit.
Grass it's going down. That's the start of it decaying. Because you're so dumb, you got rid of y'all astrologers. They don't understand that the Hebrew Israelites keep your company. Your country. They built your country, they maintain your country. You're just a supervisor. And you're a dumb supervisor. Like you don't even know how to rule nothing. You make bad moves all the time. That's why it's all in depth and all of that. Then you're so dumb, you got another group of supervisors, the Amalekites, the fake Jews, they dictate the policy over in Babylon the Great. It doesn't do nothing good, beneficial Babylon the Great. They break it down. Really, they use Babylon the Great as a sword. You just here to attack my people and attack whoever else I got a problem with, and I don't care if y'all got money. Matter of fact, give me aid. Babylon the Great pays aid to the small habits.
It's crazy because like they use Babylon the Great as a sword. And what happens when you use a sword over and over again and you don't refurbish it? Hey, you start getting chips in it. Yeah, this shit started. Hey, don't even hit the same no more. It gets dull. Hey, that's exactly how Babylon the Great is right now. They hitting and doing different things, and they're not getting the same results that they got back in the old days when their sword used to slice you through.
That good. Now that sword that got dull.
Their sword that got broke up.
Yeah, it ain't good no more. You pulling it out, it's all raggedy and rusted. Hey, that must like a blunt instrument now.
Exactly.
Ain't no more edge on it.
Like a butter knife.
Exactly. The edge is gone. Like you said, they used to cut through any country they had a problem with. Now they're having a bunch of hiccups and problems. In other countries, they got a smooth katana. They pulling out.
It's like that sword over there trying to cut bread and just smushing it. Man. It ain't giving it a slice.
It's back like a bat now. Everybody's like a blunt instrument. You just gotta swing it hard. It's like a hammer to a nail now. It ain't getting the job done. So now we already know, the future, the Lord laid out the scripture what it's gonna go like. Now to say you better start getting hit with mighty swords. There's been they done put they love to touch on it, man. Sharp edge. Hey, slice the hair with that stuff. Just like I said in scripture, Moab is the Lord's wash spot. Moab about to clean Esau up. Because he done watched Esau. The Moabite, which is your so-called Asian, your Chinese man, he done sat back and watched Esau do what he do, and now he done perfected it. But they still got their wisdom. They still got their intelligence. Esau done lost. And really, everybody, if you think about it, they got everything from Jake. Esau stole everything from Jake and then kept Jake stagnant. He thought he was smart. He deceived himself, let's just say. They would say the heart for those 7 o'clock, the heart is deceived. He thought he was smart. No, you're not. Jake took everything you got. Now it's like it's too late. Jake now, like, I ain't dealing with you no more. I'm trying to get my own business going. Like, Thursday dealing with Esau like that. You said that by Candace Owens. He like Esau up right now. I'm like, boy, if y'all don't have a lot of this shit, you got big platform. He waking up next to my job. Young Jake listen to Candace Owens and waking the hell up. I said, damn. How's that? Hey, that's straight 360 right there. Except all the way against some people. When you go back to what, 3 years ago? Yeah, I can't stand Jake. And this and that, they them niggas. Last y'all heard, cutting up rabbi. Rabbi 2 and 9 is for you, rabbi.
Yeah, Candace Owens.
I don't
You
know.
got
She
a
look
Jake,
like
I think
one.
she's like a Somali or something.
I think she's okay, she married to Eli.
Yeah, I think she's Jake. She got that Jake spirit, that Eve proud. I'm educated. She got that spirit about her. She don't seem like, she don't, to me, yeah, she come off like a Jake. She don't act like no half-like. She act like a cooned out Jake. That's educated. I got my degree. I married the Edomite. Yeah, she that. But what I'm trying to make a point on, Candace Owens is making it her life's work to pull out all the Esau stuff. They said you can't cast down your own counsel. So you done mistreated. I said, Eve is turning on them. It ain't just Candace Owens. All them little corporate Eve. They're starting to like come back to Jake. They got to compete with Edomites now, but they trying to come back like, oh man, Esau ain't nothing. Esau showing his horn. Nobody like Esau no more. Esau is messing with little children. Everybody starting to see he's the pedo. Everybody starting to see they're scared. He'll unalive you if something don't go right. If his stock go down on Wall Street, he'll unalive you. And they're starting to see the best man on planet Earth is the Israelite man. So now she up her capping and pulling their stuff out, and she going hard on their butts, man. She got them, and then it's so bad, Tucker Carlson, he following suit. He up here turning up senators and stuff and pulling their lives out. That's the Lord doing that. Who's at my job started snapping Esau. I'm like, damn, you just cooning up for these Edomites. Now you over here, I don't know, they feeling the spirit. I seen a fool taking my job, cut the Edomite manager, school out. School out. Cut them out. So I'm like, hey, buddy, y'all don't y'all know. This nigga was just having that for you. Now he cuts me out. I'm about to juice him up. He's like, yeah, man. Man, you talk to him like that, man. He a shitty man of change. Yeah, man, I'm about tired of his shit. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a rap, man.
And it's not a Carson situation. And there's a precept, they tongues should fall on themselves. Yeah, that should remind me of them. Because, hey, a lot of these Edomites are coming out against their own people. And the scripture says that they will happen, especially whenever you see the power being switched. Now it's division amongst them. That's how you know this place has got the ball.
All right. They all banging with each other, can't get it. It's dumb, man. Everybody says the ones that got a little bit of sense, like, man, don't attack Iran. Don't do that. What's that? Bernie Sanders? Don't do it. They do it anyway. And now, hey, World War III is done started, man. Everybody we seen that, it done kicked off, man. It done started. Ain't no more go back. Ain't what you say, put the cat back in the bag. That ain't happening. Exactly. Now we waiting on Iran's retaliation. And really, it ain't got to be Iran. Remember, Reagan touched his own self. It's like 9/11. They say Iran did. So now you should be on your, like, especially in a big city, you should be watching out because false flag event, they could blow something up. Iran did this. Yeah. Yeah, Netanyahu said that. I was like, how you know? Man, they already coordinated. Like, you gonna blow something up.
I had a quick preacher that gonna pretty much break down everything y'all was just saying right here. This is Psalm chapter 37, and we start in verse 12. And it says, the wicked plotteth against the just, and the gnasheth upon him with his teeth. All right, and going back into all of Esau's devices where he's getting ready to plot. You know, he's basically setting up the chessboard, so to speak, and he's about to come down on Jake. Right? And in verse 13, and it said, the Lord, Yahweh y'all shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. And there it is right there. So Esau, we know, we telling you, Esau's day is coming, his day is numbered. Okay? In verse 14, he said, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow and cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright in conversation. In verse 15, their sword shall enter into their own heart, their bows shall be broken. In verse 16, it says, a little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. It said, a little that a righteous man has is better than many wicked. That represents the elect. All right. And it says,
And it said, for the arm of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord, Yahweh Yahweh, upholdeth the righteous. All right, and that's it right there. Pretty much we broke down everything y'all was just saying right there. All right, so Esau's days is numbered, and that's what we waiting on.
We can see it though, that the arm of the wicked being broken. Esau's punch ain't the same no more. He don't got that force like he used to have. And that's that precept right there.
Yeah, like I said, his bow should be broken. There's no his weaponry is not as strong as it used to be. And we can see that now. And then
We
he's
talking
trying to
about
fight.
his army is not as strong. Yeah, none of that. Nobody wants to go to war for him. All of that.
The military wanted to fight. We seen that at this parade.
Yeah.
Actually, they said that was a soft protest from Trump. So you don't have the morale. Your people not really galvanized to fight for this country. They probably look for ways to get out of this.
Because a lot of people, you don't see on social media, a lot of people complaining about the cops wasn't doing nothing about Juneteenth. That's a sign that they don't even care about America as a whole either. So they actually want to increase the chaos.
Hey, that's why this in Daniel says, "No, we're in the souls now, and it's made up of iron and miry clay.
Yep.
It ain't solid like when they was the legs.
Yeah.
They was solid. They was all on one page. They had strength. They was controlling things. But now they shit, man. You get them with a power wash and wash that miry clay out. They whole program got holes all the way through it now.
And that's where we at too. Yeah. And that precept when you says slave, that goes into America's debt too. But I had this on standby too. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 6. And it says, shall not all these take up a parable against them? Y'all was just talking about how their own counsel is going up against Esau. That's their parable against him. He said, and they talking proverb against him and say, woe unto him that increased that which is not his. How long into him that laded himself with thick clay. All right, and you read the very same verse in the NLT, and it says, but soon their captives will taunt them. It said, but soon their captives will taunt them, which is talking about the Jake, Yasharala. And it said, they will mock them, saying, what shall await you thieves? Who was the thief? Esau Edom, right? And it said, now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion, but how much longer can this go on?
How much longer go on and not much longer. It's coming to an end now, man. We get to that final lap. So we are rejoicing because our power, Yahweh Shah, is about to come back. And you can see the signs of it. So at this point, we're telling Jake, hey, stay locked in, man. Get locked in and stay locked in. You know, a lot of Jakes come in for a little bit, listen. I know that they'll let people around them peel their skin off. Nothing's happening, nothing's going on. You'll get your business going, all of it, they'll jump out. And now with this new see, they jumping back in. You know, we just had a dude pull up. You know, I'm glad he took off because he trying to overstep. Like, dude, we doing this. I'm trying to step in. Because what do you have, a secret? He's reading out a secret. You know, but he wasn't here a couple weeks ago. He's stepping in because he don't watch news and he's scared.
Yeah, he got one. He got a video. See, I actually met him at a check turn, and we pulled up. You know, he got our page.
Okay.
He popped out. This is how you know we was at.
Yeah, so but saying he ain't been here this whole time.
No,
He popped up now. Why he pop up now? You see the moves being made.
He said he just can't be down.
He came without it. I don't know.
Well, he
exactly
said
what
he
came from.
didn't say he just came. He said he was from Dallas.
Okay.
He didn't put no thing on how long he's been here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I met him at a chess tournament a little while ago, like a couple months ago.
Yeah, but he popped back on the scene. Why he popped back on the scene? Because you see all the stuff starting to go down. You know, a lot of people have to flock in now if they wise.
And then he has the name on too, you know, because I noticed what he said. We briefly talked about it, but I didn't want to go into all of that. He said, who of my, whatever the
He
name
read
is.
for the secret. I know a book to read. I got it. That's why I look like, dude, you jump in like this. Like, you just come and listen. You know, I was going to say something, he took off, though. That's just like, hey, hold your feet, come in the house before. We've been doing that. You just jumped in. You know, but he did that. That to me is out of fear. He ain't been here. You know, I give him a little, you know, he's smarter than most of them. He coming up, I know where it's at. We're going to keep with these brothers. But he popped on the scene because of what just happened. You know, USA just bombed Iran. Right? So he got an idea what it's going to mean. A lot of people pop back on the scene. You know, like they ain't been here and try to get it in, which I can't really, you know, front them for that. That's better than being out in the world
Gotta get that name correct. Though.
Yeah, you definitely gotta get the name correct.
There's only one name under heaven where you might be saved. Name Yahuwah on my sheet.
Yeah, he said he been using that secret. I say he ain't really. I say he just popped up because he's scared. I don't consider him to be a part of this. You know, he just coming on the scene. Then he overstepped. That's something I never did. Like I come up, I'm be quiet. You know, that's out of respect. Yeah. He want to try to be like us.
I have to show his page because he got a page. And I've been seeing, he don't go out on the highway, but I think he got videos that he doing videos in the car and stuff like that. I know I recognize he got a page where he be prophesying in that name and stuff like that too.
He don't realize that all of us are not the same though.
Yeah.
He thought that we was gonna blend in with his doctrine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he think that, you know, we all preaching the same, we all believe in the same thing. You don't realize there's a difference between the Israelites, even though we all in the truth.
That's what I gathered.
He like a beginner.
Yeah.
From the brief conversation I had with him at the tent time, I gathered that he kind of think like IUIC where it don't matter what you call it. You know, it don't matter about the name. You know, that's what it boils down to.
That means he ain't heard it. Say he did that. He just did that. I took that. That was a sign. The people are scared, and now they coming to the Lord to try to get it. But if you ain't humble enough, you ain't gonna get the truth. That's what he did to me. That wasn't humble. No, I wouldn't have come up and did nothing like that. But that showed me fear. That showed people are scared. Now your butt wanna pop up. You didn't pop up 4 months ago. You know, so that means to me you ain't got the eyesight. You ain't really seeing it like that. You just see a little bit. You know, your light is flickering. You really should have acquired. Then he took off. I'd have said here like when it was over with, try to, you know, get the breakdowns, man, who y'all with, what y'all, you know, I'd have acquired.
I didn't want to walk in front of you guys.
You could have.
Thank
you.
Yeah, then they showed me, man, people popping in, they scared. I done heard a lot of them tell me, ain't nothing happening. Ain't nothing going on. I'm like, man, I think they supposed to be in the truth told me that. And I'm like, you done sit around them Thursday to your skin off. And I'm like, oh, you back in dark. A lot of people who got they be in their feelings. Certain things that happen the way they wanted to happen. And they what they call it, throw out the baby in the bathwater and they throw all the truth out. I'm like, it ain't hopeful like activity.
It's a lot of scripture that you gotta have within you that'll let you know like you can't be anything based in your feelings, man.
Right. It'll feel your skin now. Next thing you had a whole armor now. Shit, your chest plate and your helmet gone. Shit, you over here let these niggas lullaby you to sleep and then put a bottle to your lip. Now you prepared in the battle.
I don't say they do that thing. The third can't tell me nothing, man. You don't know nothing. You just out in this world.
To be honest, there's too much nigga shit or too much worldly entertainment coming out of your mouth. I'm gonna zone the fuck out because I don't like. I can't listen to that.
I believe. If it's too much, you start talking about me. You start talking about your mind, or you can say something so incredibly stupid. I'm like, I can't counsel you with that person. Like we at the end game, I need to be getting built up, solid. You know what's going on. I can't be around nobody talking about, you know, man, Diddy gonna save the day. I don't give a fuck about no type of celebrity gossip. No celebrity gossip. Yeah, they taking my job. He got scared talking about party. I'm like, bro, you going to work for Satan right now. I'm over here building with these little dudes, at least trying to get them somewhere there, you know.
And lead them to the light. Let them, you know what I'm saying, basically show them where the water is.
Got to give them breadcrumbs. Right. I don't want to give it all the way to me on the clock. Right. Even told how they did.
You still let them know, like, hey, this is where the water is right here. You go watch this video and such and such. That's where the water is.
I couldn't give them that. I just gave them, like, you know, before I was talking about the World War III, right. I was giving like that little bit of breadcrumbs. We build. This Jake's so scary. He like my age. I'm talking to young dudes, like in their 20s. He's so scary. He's trying to act like a goddamn woman. And he's supposed to be gangster. I was like, damn, dude. And I had to tell him because, like, it was so bad, we could have gotten into a fight. Because he was very, very upset about me bringing that out. Because I think it sparked his fear. I told dude, like, I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking to young dudes right here. Young Thundercat, I ain't talking to you. You know, move around. That's it.
Yeah, I got one. And this is 2 Thessalonians 3:6. Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahushua, that you withdraw yourself from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the traditions in which he received of us. And that's what that brother right there. You know, it may seem cold to somebody that's not up on these scriptures, but he commanded us to stay away from brothers like that.
Yeah. They ain't up to speed. He's like the type he'll try to dictate to us, tell us, oh, this, and that.
Yeah, he wasn't a follower. At all. You could tell he would have been trying to run the show.
I know, I could tell how he showed up. Then he just came out of nowhere. Like, we didn't actually put on precepts. You don't even know us like that, man. That was totally out of line.
That's the problem I got from when I met him.
And then you read from the people, we ain't even dealing with the people. I know about that Bible.
All fucking base of what we was even talking about.
Exactly. It said he came just want to be a part of something, and then you ain't coming in hungry.
The scriptures also
know.
said, keep thy book when you get to the house of God.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He straight overstepped boundaries like a mug, man. That was fear. That was scared Jay trying to sneak in some other way instead of coming in humbly, like, you know, brothers. I went in and said, now I just pulled up and kind of like how we did, man. You remember we listened for years when we jumped out on her. We ain't like in the comment board, we waited.
Got the whole concept. Like,
Exactly.
That's what you supposed to do.
That wasn't a humble spirit. That was a scared
It
spirit.
was more like when you first come in, anything, it's more like an orientation. You know,
You're supposed to be more able to listen than to speak.
Right.
That's how it was when I met y'all. I just came, said shalom and stepped back. Although I watched y'all, I knew it, you know, and I had been in the spirit in the camp. I didn't interrupt. After I said shalom, you know, I took my place in the back. And let y'all get in the spirit.
Yeah, this dude's scared. Yeah, I felt it when he took my hand. I was like, that's a scared spirit. Took out the because this process coming to play. Yeah, he ain't got the humble spirit to humble down to really get the truth, to really get polished up. Because he got, like what you said yesterday, that dude, he got a deal, but not according to knowledge. But he wanted to be out here, but he ain't stay. Came out, said that, and took off. Like, yeah, you can't do that one, dude.
He felt it, though. I think so. I took off.
Yeah, he did. That was out of line. Like, yeah, you messed it up, man. Then we don't come in the name of Yahoo.
I don't know how they say it, but
It's in the sequel. I got one.
Elohim, that goes Elohim goes to the power. That goes to like the angel.
and this word you said, Alahayim. That's how you really supposed to say Alahayim.
Paleo Hebrew. Yeah, he came. Just get it.
He said Elohim.
Just get it. That's the secret. Just get it. We ain't got it. That's all I know. That Bible. Exactly.
This is real quick. This you quoted earlier, Kadar. This Acts chapter 4 and verse 12, and it says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved."
You come in your like that's not going to work. The Lord had a name in Hebrew. It wasn't on the new Hebrew that they speak over there in the land right now. The ancient Paleo Hebrew, which is Yahweh Shah, Mashiach.
And this is another one real quick. This is the Proverbs chapter 18 and 10, and it says, "The name of the Lord, Yahweh Shah, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and it's safe."
You wouldn't even be able to run into that tower if you had the wrong name. It's like a secret code. You knock on the door. Hey, Yahushua. We looked at you like, man,
ain't password. Yeah.
The little slack clone is
Yeah. It's not the password.
out of the tower. You ain't
invited to the house. Doorman gonna hit you right then and there, like, you said the wrong name, homie. Because that's offensive to your house shop. Calling on him the wrong name, you don't want to hear that. I mean, you ain't cleaned up. We at the end, y'all about to come back and you out of the wrong name.
Your name Devin and your girl, just like your name Devin and you were intimate with your girl and your girl calling you David.
Hey, you gonna be mad.
What?
You gonna be mad.
Get off me, bitch. Like,
What the fuck is that?
Man, we at the end and dude got the wrong name, man. He didn't say to really get polished up so you can be humble enough to get the real name. Or did we tell him like, man, we was Paleo Hebrew, they did it.
And see that in the first conversation I had with him, remember I told you I met him at this church tournament like 4 it was at least 4 months ago. And he was saying, "What name?" And I said, "Yahweh Shah." And at that that time he could have inquired why we called him Yahweh Shah. I could have both down and preached up for him then.
Cause we seen him before.
Yeah, I seen him before.
Yeah, I thought he came to here to our camp before. He told us he used the secret. That's how I knew who he was.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
But he came here before and came out, Shalom. He told us we using the wrong Bible. You remember that? I remember that.
Yeah,
He was like, I don't use that 1611. I use the secret. He said the Ethiopian Bible. That's what I use. And he was talking about, remember that? Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
He talking about coming out here, but he didn't come back out.
I thought it was what was that Riverside?
I think something good that Riverside. He came the first time I seen him. We've seen him before. They let you know that career coming out, and everybody want to come out and, like I said, even celebrities, they want to be the prophet. They go out there and mess up. They really ain't got the truth like that, but they feeling that momentum. They want to come out and do what we do, but then they don't know how serious it is. You start get that belt out and get the whooping them, and they come back out. Yeah, I ain't no Hebrew no more. I'm black. Like Nick Cannon.
I just studied with Rabbi Yashua.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving. Every time he start pull that belt out, they get the fake come out. They change that whole thing. Kendrick Lamar, they put the belt out on him.
Next thing you know, you back saying Jesus and put a crown on his head.
Saying he black. Yeah, they say he trying to get him a whooping because the celebrities are not built for this. Only the prophets built to say the truth. I know how big the truth is. It's so influential. A celebrity will watch it and try to be like us and get whooped. It means he wasn't really built and set up to do this. I'm like, man, you come with this, you better put all your money in the offshore account.
They're not prepared to give it all back.
Yeah.
He saw them like, what they do to Kanye? Took all his brand deal,
cut his water off.
Next thing you know, he back got all this shit back and he ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, he changed it up. I ain't no Hebrew no more. I'm black. They bring confusion. They all this, they don't know no more. So it's not built on the celebrity to do this. It's built on the prophet. We're gonna stand strong on it. Ain't gonna be no change in our stance. We'll say he thought it is what it is, homie. Exactly. They come in, hey, is this shit for you? Yeah, it is, man. And at that point, I'm just letting Esau know I'm just reading it right. Yeah, so at that point, hey, it is what it is, man. Because they going to come for us in a minute. They're going to condemn the prophets. They see like that truth is really hitting hard. So I'm just waiting on Trump to be like Nero. And all they got to do is go to IUSK, IUIC. They get all the, especially IUSK, they get all the truth they need to condemn us. They over here marching and doing this and that. They in the military mode.
Yeah, they already got all the information from IUIC.
They name, they address, the social security, everything. Get the paper already. That's Esau camp. He own that and he own IUSK. Yeah, that's probably why they out there doing that agent type of stuff. Out there, like a military pose, what they jumping over stuff. They about to go to war. Yeah, that's Esau camp. So that's all set up. So we just wait for the prophet to really go in and cement itself, man. Because once we get taken off the streets and the word gets condemned, that's when everything gonna hit. When that family word hit, that's when everything gonna hit real hard. There ain't gonna be no more truth out here. That's when everybody gonna want it. That's how dumb Jake is. When the truth gets taken away, then Jake gonna want the truth. And at that point, yeah, we ain't gonna tell you nothing either. We already know your lot. We're gonna tell you to get away from me.
Yeah, 8-11. They're saying the Lord shall send famine not a thirst for bread, but hear the word of the Lord. And the very next precept, it literally tells you that they shall wander to and fro and shall not be able to find.
They're gonna need answers too, because these y'all got all this confusion going on, all this mojo. We ain't confused at all. We over like, yeah, that done happened. Oh, that domino done happened. Oh, I know what's about to happen now. We know the end game. So now we just kind of, patiently waiting and afraid of waiting this thing out. Whereas the worldly people, the scoffers, there's a lot of scoffers now, boy. You just look at Elder Bada Zakba, Jim F. South Carolina, the scoffers come out the woodwork. So we know we're at the end.
Hey, 2 weeks straight, I'm like, man, another one?
Yeah, he got another one. Hey, wow, 2 or 3 a day.
Man.
So the scoffing is at a high rate. That lets me know that we at the end. Because they scoffing because they scared. And I'm looking like scoffer. You're not gonna scare me out of the truth. I give a damn what you like. You better get in the truth. Who the fuck about you scoffing? Any scriptures coming into play?
We out here prophesying. We like, man, hey, look, that's the word of the Lord living right there. right there. Oh, that boy shot his daddy. Oh, yeah, I was shot there. That was gonna happen.
We don't care about you. So really, you fulfilling prophecy. It's at the last days, scoffers shall come.
Right.
So up here you are, doing what the Lord said you would do. And I know why you're doing it. Because you're scared.
Like, we on the streets preaching and standing stiffly is fulfilling prophecy. The Lord said, hey, in the last days, it's prophecy.
You see all this stuff coming to pass, that should really increase your faith. Because that lets you know, like, okay, the Lord is true to his word, so I gotta believe it, you know? I mean, it's obvious.
In your face, man. They steady this day. Like you, that's a dead body. I ain't gonna listen to no talk to me or whatever you got to say out your mouth. Man. Especially the script is going so hard right now. Like the script is like going right to play. So we want to make sure we in that good lot. We in the lot of Yahweh Shah. You know, that way we get that salvation and deliverance.
You definitely don't want to be the celebrity because even the Lord showed an example of what not to be. Like when I mentioned earlier about the celebrity trying to be, you know, internet prophet, and then when he saw he didn't put that whooping on him, what did they do? They folded, right? And that's what you don't want to be, you know. And that's the prophecy. And that's in the scriptures as well too. You know?
And it should show Eve that these men with this money, this bag, those are not men.
Right.
The Lord is showing that who the real men are. A lot of them got to wait for them to really get bad, and they're gonna be bagging. That's what Isaiah 4:1. He's part of the celebrity life. He told me he's gonna save us. And Jesus gonna save us after he beat his case. I'm just like, how long can you be? This dude didn't save nothing his heart. Hey, and then he didn't look out for nobody.
What does scripture say about that? Jeremiah the 17th chapter 5th verse, it says, "Cursed be the man that trusts in man and make it flesh in his arm." So the Lord just put a curse on the individual right then and there because you believe in a man that's gonna save you, you know. And then Yahweh Shai, he's gonna come back and he's gonna redeem us. And what did he say? I would not meet me as a man. So that means he's gonna come back in angelic power and he's gonna deliver us out of this. So it ain't gonna be no man that's gonna save us out of this situation. And that's what
I'm like, man, that's so dumb to think a man can't be in a beast. Right. This devil got cruise missiles, drones. He got before to start the other big strong military. Like, ain't no man beat that. Right. The show not no puppet celebrity. They got a cheap flat. You think he gonna beat something out? They done already, man, had his new island. What he thought his mind messed up.
What he did, he cursed himself even more because he picked up a plow and he's not big for it. Like, got his ass spanked and put it down.
Yeah. Prove he ain't a man.
They got a point. And that shows you how ridiculous the concept of Juneteenth is. To think that you're free. Yeah. Because the Bible actually tells you that nobody is going to free you until the Savior comes back. And for them to go out there and build this whole celebration up around Esau telling them that they're free should let you know that Juneteenth.
I'm going to put my spirit not to show up. And then he showing he ain't with it, man. Basically, the judgment without. That was a snare for Jake. A lot of Jake lost their life, man. I believe, man, he had something to do with that. I'm like, ain't no how all, like almost all the Juneteenth be shot nationwide. That was coordinated.
That's why he wants us to remain blameless. So now Esau in the background blaming, like you were saying, look, see how they acting? It's supposed to be their celebration that they wanted. They feel like they're acting different.
We need new legislation. I want to get them in the move too. So I want to get the northern tribe and the southern tribe, all the children of Israel. That's what Esau doing. And now he got the fuel to do it.
Trump already said he don't even know why we do people day off for this bullshit.
I know, I'm seeing that. I'm cracking up. I let you know he ain't happy about it.
Hey, most jobs still work that day.
some of them, but most of the federal jobs, they are.
Some of them didn't even give people time and a half or nothing. You got to work your record, whatever.
But mine did, they gave him a float holiday. They don't do MLK, that's Juneteenth. What they did in my job, they gave you a holiday, like a float holiday, and you can take off either Juneteenth, MLK, whatever day that they don't recognize, you can use that to take off. That's how they shut everybody up. They want to represent Juneteenth. I don't know if my other job, I think my other job did, I don't think you got paid. They try to, they said a little thing, they try to placate the date. I'm like, look at this bullshit, man. Everybody talking about, yeah, we're going to do this Black Wall Street. And they don't, I'm seeing shit on the news. I'm like, I live here. They ain't doing a damn thing on Black Wall Street. Good enough for you to ain't getting nothing. But I walk on the news, they're like, yeah, we put about $20 million. We put all the black ministers on Black Wall Street. I got to put it on that note. The hell they not. Don't believe that anybody outside of here. They're not doing shit. They just got a baseball field and some more Edomite type of businesses. All they got is a museum, and maybe some stores over there.
Memorial.
Yeah.
Structure.
They like, we was just out there put all this money. We gonna build them. No, they not.
Yeah. Like that, they got the term black in copyright. All of the stuff that went, that they were selling their merchandise like at Walmart, they actually got all of the Juneteenth here and stuff. This shit didn't even go towards nothing we were talking about.
We're straight to Edomite pocket.
You know?
And that's that he already capitalized off the big stuff. So we need to be done with that, man. Like they can be hearing the truth. Get ready to get out with that. That's the thing. They should have been gathered around this word if they were smart. It shows they
Lakeside ain't out here. We got Lakeside out here. There's 20 niggas out here at least.
Yeah, they all put a song and dance, like the preacher said. A song and dance is what they waiting on. So hey, that's just they lot, man. We don't care, man. We bounce out the one, us on the camera. You talk out of here, it's like to a baseball game. Like anybody like that, damn it. Niggas out there again.
They're going to be having the NFL finals too, so they're going to be open all night.
Yeah, they probably show the game on the.
Yeah, they're going to have a watch party over there. They're going to be at 5:30, but I ain't know about the game. Football game.
They're going to have sunburn by the time the game starts. They're going to be at Golden somewhere.
They're going to be open all day, man.
They're going to be bandaged in
Gather
the
around some more merch.
Right.
Damn finals game. They can watch the NBA finals, not knowing they the real finals is going on overseas. That's the real finals right there. That's what they got going. I'm watching that like it's a thing. I ain't worried about it, man. NBA is so watered down to me. It's boring. I'm watching the real finals. I'm waiting to see what Iran gonna do. What they about to, or what Babylon about to do. So, man, y'all get my freak up?
Yeah, I got a couple more, man. And I want to read this Zechariah 13:8, man. We got to bring that out, man. Going into the 2/3, right? And it says, and it shall come to pass. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, Yahweh Shah, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. The 2 parts is the 2/3 that don't want to get into this word, in this ministry, that ignore the gospel, that scoff at the gospel. All of those are the 2/3. They gonna be cut off and die. And it says in verse 9, it says, "Now we'll bring the third part through the fire." Okay, that goes represent the trials and tribulations. We're going into what Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is ready to do. And he's about to come down and have a great wrath on Yasharala. Okay? He know his time is short for sure, and he knows that Yasharala pretty much got next. Right? He knows he's losing the kingdom, so that's why the third part through the fire is going to be going towards the elect. Okay, so that fire represents the adversity. And it said, "I'll bring the third part through the fire, and we'll refine them as silver is refined, and we try them as gold is refined. And they shall call on my name, the name of the Lord is Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah." All right, and I will hear them, and I will say, "It is my people," and they say, they shall say, "The Lord, Yahweh Yahweh Shah, is my power." Okay, and that goes with that tape. When he came up here, he basically called on this man. That's among the 2/3 right there. They're gonna be cut off and down because he don't have the right name. Okay, and then one more precept, which is 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. All right, because when I mentioned earlier, when they were going into all the celebrities, how they try to preach the word, and basically they showed that they have no glory, but that's not going to be the elect. All right, so this is 1 Peter 1 and 6, and it says, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptation." Okay, so when he thought put on that temptation, we're going to go through trials and error before we reach that kingdom. And he said, "That's the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perish, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearance of Yahweh Shah of Mashiach. Right? And so what you saw when those celebrities, when they voted, you got Nick Cannon, all of those celebrities, they try to portray their country. You know, of the word of Yahweh Shah, they make it prove that they can have honor and they weren't looking for the glory of Yahweh Shah. Okay? So, you know, that's pretty much the point right there, man. So the true elect is gonna help, they're gonna hold fast, they're gonna have their faith, and they're gonna have faith that Yahweh Shah is gonna come back and he's gonna save us out of the tribe of tribulation. So, I mean, Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have prophesied before thee, before me, and before thee of old, prophesied both against countries, against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. And that's what we're doing. And we're in the same line as the prophets of old. Just let you know this is a spiritual thing. It's a prophecy happening and ringing out when the prophet is out here. Just letting you know that this place is coming to an end. And it's against many kingdoms, great kingdoms, and countries, war. And this place, America, aka Babylon the Great, was once a great kingdom. Now we're seeing the waning of it. And that's letting you know that the prophesying is bringing this place down. It says, the prophets which have prophesied peace, when the word of the Lord prophesied shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. And we're in that time of World War III, and you're seeing that, and let you know who's the real prophets. They're out here again right now prophesying that, hey, World War III is about to happen, it's about to destroy America, aka Babylon.
Hey, I got something. Hey, when it comes to the celebrities, that's I can't find the scripture, but it's a story where the dude came up and had riches. He wanted to call me how he got and told me where you got to go and sell your barn, and he said, "No, I can't do all that." That's basically what these celebrities do. They see us out here and they feel what we're saying, but they ain't willing to give up everything that they have to do this. You know, if once they get to the point to where they got to make a decision, either I can go with the truth and lose everything, or I can just go back to what I was doing and keep everything. They always pick the wrong side.
They just feeling from the wave, momentum.
They got the deal, but it ain't.
That just shows that the truth is his more. Because everybody want to be about it. Man. That's what got Ken O's on fire. The truth. You got a little bit of Kanye West, and now still pretty, hey, give it to the rabbi. Like, he take this precept, take that. She cutting them up. It's probably like that. You know, the fast things. She probably watching videos. And they gonna mess up too. Like, that's what we're gonna take your platform away if you don't shut up. And I'm like, the damage been done. They done waited too long. Wait, they done let her run her mouth too much. So damage is all the way. Cause I'm looking, gauging the young chick for my job, and the stuff she's spitting, they know now. I'm like, oh man, the whole vibration's been raised up. And I'm like, you gotta bring the sword. No, you ain't got no other choice. They gotta start war to keep everybody on war. You might not have no food. The farm industry messed up. You got everybody distracted, and really having a hard time with that. These niggas still party. That's what he's not really want. You know, a hard time everywhere. If you really think about it, but that's all he wants. He's really trying to recreate that veil. You know, that's how they operate. He definitely operates out of darkness. You know, and as you know, as King David said, hide me from the secret counsels of the wicked. But now they being exposed so much that they can't even do it. Everybody got their eyes on them. You know, and that's why they got to come with their sword. They said the devil got to show itself. Got to bear warrants. It's saying in the Bible that the man of sin should be revealed. We at that point where it's happening. Everybody gonna see it's the so-called white man. He's the problem. And everybody's saying, you got Hamites saying, you got Moabites saying, you got other Edomites, they split, they saying, I don't like them crackers on the west side. It's east side over here. Russia, baby, flip the flop. They not together. You know? That's the East Coast, West Coast beat. They call Europe and America the West. Russia don't associate with them. Europeans, you know, people that's long time, they don't associate with them. I'm not with that. So, hey,
that's all the Lord right there, man. And like we ain't seen nothing yet. Like it's just getting started. It's preliminary. It's undercard. We ain't got the main event yet. So ain't gonna
like how you said that, the undercard, hey, y'all was shot there. This is the beginning of Star Wars right here.
God, they ain't hit the main event yet. So it's about to get real juicy. Buying all the Akim and the Aqua comment board, you know, or the listening. Hey, stay locked in, man. Hey, we about to, here we go. So brace up, put your armor on. Hey, you ready to fight for the Lord.
Pray that y'all about to y'all shot to lift you out of there, man. You don't want to be one of them days that just ignore this message.
That being said, you know, we give our praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahusha, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Kwam Yashalala,
Kwam Yashalala, baby. Hey, stay locked in, baby. We almost up out of here. Come on.
That's the water for tuning in.